prepare your restaurant for the upcoming winter months? Interested in learning how to up your game in the health and safety department for your staff, diners, and your restaurant as a whole? Well, then you've dialed into the right event. Hi, everyone. I'm Claudia Sarek, and we're kicking off another Trust20 live event today, where we'll be discussing all of this and more with Martin Murch and John McLean, chefs and managing members with Chicago's Good Eat Groups. I'm going to welcome them to the show now. Hi, Martin. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you much for the invite. From all of us at Good Eats Group, we really appreciate the opportunity today.
Yeah, thank you so much. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat box below, and we'll try to answer as many as we can in the end. So Martin, let's just dive right in. Give us an overview of your restaurant group, the type of cuisine that you serve, your overall vision. Let us know what you've got here.
So Good Eats Group, we were founded, ironically, we just celebrated our 10th year in August.
Congratulations.
The COVID situation, thank you much. We started up in Lincoln Park with our first two locations, the Burger Bar Chicago and Sona Wood Fired. Burger Bar Chicago was the first restaurant to really launch into the craft burger, craft beer arena. Mm-hmm. We also started the Stacker progress, where we're taking meat and putting other meats on top of that to create chef-inspired flavors. Sona Wood Fired is our authentic Tuscany Florence style cuisine. We have 4 years Michelin recommended on that. Down in the South Loop area, we have the Burger Bar Chicago South Loop at the corner of South Michigan and Roosevelt.
Okay.
And then we opened up in 2015 Social and Cafe Press. So we always want to be part of accentuating Chicago, being that we're a Chicago indigenous company.
Yeah.
The Cafe Press was really created by the printing press methodology, the Guggenheim printer press that actually started here in Chicago. Printers Row area from the 30s to the 80s, and the French press coffee arena. We're very blessed. Sparrow Coffee Roastery is our coffee provider. Chris Chaco just received his 18th consecutive year as the #1 or 2 micro roaster in the globe, so we're very blessed for his partnership. And Social is an accentuation of our global travels and be able to bring those type of global flavors, those global cuisines, those global nuances to a broader scope. And socialize those flavors throughout Chicago, being that we're really the culinary capital of the United States and a very transient city.
That's great. Thank you so much. And I know that your restaurant's online. Man, the Instagrams that I see, I could just roll over my phone on those. Those are great. So tell us the way that your businesses have pivoted in 2020 after the pandemic. So any new technologies that you implemented, contactless solutions, how have your health and safety measures changed in order to accommodate this new normal that we find ourselves in today?
Yeah, the couple key components. So Good Eats Group, our foundation is about collaboration. So as we approach this pandemic that was really thrust upon us, we noticed some different nuances starting back in December and January. The first focus was we created our strategy, and the first 3 words in everything we do is safety, safety, safety. It's about the safety of our team member and the safety of our guests. All decisions flow down from that. So like everybody else, we had to strip the business model down, and we really had to focus on what were we able to survive with. The first week that we went into the shutdown back on March 17th, we did about $600 for the entire week for all 5 locations.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we heard that from a lot of restaurants.
Yeah, so it was very, very challenging. The next piece we did is, the food service industry is one of the highest regulated industries throughout the globe. So if you look at that in its entirety, what we did was we accentuated. So all of the practices that we had about cleaning and sanitation and doing deep cleaning on a regular cycle, we added to all of that. We started wearing masks immediately. All of the house team members started wearing gloves immediately. We actually went through a process where for every guest that was touched, that food preparation to the guest delivery was a minimum of 6 different glove changes from every team member that touched it.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yes. So the sanitary practices, we integrated all of it. We didn't go through and pick out. We put everything in. We figured out how do we build the process that whether it's a recommended idea or whether it's a required idea, we just integrated it all. Recently, what we've been able to do is we started studying the technology.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find, if it's about following the science, we're trying to figure out why no one is creating scientific applications that are actually attacking the coronavirus.
Sure.
So back in June, we started looking at other business sectors that had a very highly contained controlled environment, from whether it's the pharmaceutical packaging to the development of viruses, the AstraZenecas, the Pfizers and so forth of the world, commercial aircraft, highly regulated hospitals and operational pieces. And what we are able to identify is this technology. It's called UVC, ultraviolet contained environments. So we started pursuing that back in June. We looked at different companies in July. We started engaging and having different discussions and meetings in August. And we're able to find that UVC technology appropriately applied, there's different parts of it, but when it's appropriately applied, not only kills coronavirus, but it also kills bacteria, mold, and fungi, not only in the situation now, but into perpetuity.
Interesting. So do all of your restaurants have this now?
Yes, we actually, the way we did it is the units that we've been able to identify, and we also work with the Food and the Biological Technological Institute of the Globe. We've been able to validate that the technology that we have, we are the first restaurant company in the globe to have it. We installed it, and we did a cycle time, being that it'll handle, each unit handles 4,100 square feet.
Yep.
We looked at our spaces, and we've got our cycle time where we are completely processing the air in our locations 27 minutes or less. It is a better environment than any of the outside dining that's out there. There's no HVAC in these outside dining. There really is no airflow. They're saying that opening and closing the door, that doesn't create airflow.
Right.
It doesn't exist. We're completely reprocessing the air. We have them in the kitchen. We have them in the guest arena. We have them in the cafe. We have them in all spots so that we are providing the most safe environment possible in this pandemic, whether you're inside or outside.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So let's talk a little bit about outdoor dining right now and what you guys are doing to prepare for the winter months. I know that right now Illinois has a ban on indoor dining. I believe we're only one of the only states that have that right now. How are you guys dealing with that? And I'm sorry, say that again.
The only state.
The only state, yeah. So how are you dealing with that, and what are you doing to prepare your restaurants for the winter months?
We took a different slice because as we started studying the technology back in the summer, we started looking at what is the areas of the world that have outdoor activities, that embrace the outdoor activity. It's going to be a different winter in Chicago.
Right.
So we looked at all the Scandinavian countries. We started analyzing all the Northern European countries. We've done an extensive amount of travel up there, so we had some ideas. And then we also started looking at all the ski communities that are located throughout the globe. And what we've done is we're going to create social winter lounge. And our view is we have fire tables. So instead of having enclosures, the average patio heater is only 32,000 BTUs. Our tables are 50,000 BTUs. So we have tables that you're going to be able to sit at. We've created a cocktail of warm beverages. We're working on creating a s'more bar that you're going to actually be able to incorporate at your table.
I love that.
We're going to complement that. And the idea is bring a blanket, bring a friend. We're going to have the fires for you to sit at. We're going to have TVs for you to watch a game. You want a tailgate? Come to the patio and tailgate. I mean, we're going to stand outside for 6 hours at a Bears game. Why not come down where we have inside facilities where you can get warm if you need to get warm, and you still have a high caliber, high cuisine, high touch point to truly get guest service and have fun doing it. We're going to bundle up this year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a safer environment because we're going to have no enclosures.
Right, right. I agree. I think there's a lot of restaurants, and one of the coolest things about, they always say like, make lemons out of lemonade here, but I really do think there's been a lot of really interesting and cool, innovative ways that restaurants are accommodating this new normal that we're in, and how they're going to shift, and what kind of interesting events and experiences that we're going to see as we head into these winter months. So are you guys promoting that on your social media? I know you're very active and you have a very active digital presence. Can you talk to us about, was that something that you were really focused on before, or was that something that you really had to amp up once the pandemic hit?
So we did on the outside dining. The other thing I'm going to add is when the weather gets appropriate and stays consistent, we're actually going to build an ice bar on the patio as well.
Oh, I love that.
So right on the patio, you're gonna have an ice bar.
Yeah, and
With
super
a fire
Instagram
table.
worthy. Everybody loves the Instagram moment.
I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna bundle up this year. We're gonna go outside and have fun.
Yeah.
Right? It's a natural, innate desire of all humans is to connect. So, what we've done is social media was always important to us. We have dedicated more time and more resources in navigating that. We were in the midst. We actually already had a plan to redo our website. So that accentuated the desire to get that done faster. So we're in the midst of it right now because we were able to launch off. You can do order and delivery. We have a multitude of different meal kits that you can actually get. So when we first went into the pandemic, the first thing we did when we thought about safety was who's at most risk.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing we did was we created what we called first responder meal kits or boxes.
Okay.
And we went out and we marketed those to anybody and everybody. We got people that wanted to donate, and we said, instead of donating, because we did create a GoFundMe account, I said, instead of donating, let's feed the people that are going to need it most. So we delivered to fire stations, we delivered to Rush, we delivered to Northwestern, University of Chicago, Mercy. We've hit all of the hospitals. We've done a multitude of the different districts for the for the policemen. We've done a multitude of firehouses. We've done some ambulance deliveries as well.
Okay.
So different ambulance out. So we really were focused on how do we help the safety of those that are out there that are fighting this for us. The second we did was we created a much more robust delivery vessel. Social being a global cuisine-driven restaurant really was not great at delivery because of the sophistication of the different techniques that had to be used. So we stripped social down. We kept the global influences, but we made it very Americana. There are a lot of sandwiches. We have this penny pasta with this beautiful compound basil butter and toasted pine nuts and so forth. We have full-on steaks that you can order. We have our half-roasted chicken you can order. So we migrated the cuisine so that it's very deliverable friendly. We also used the idea of having multiple channels as the various assets. So at the Burger Bar, we launched our picnic kit. You can get a full-on, go to your backyard, order a picnic kit, open it up. You get our 100% 8-ounce prime patties. You get our toasted brioche buns. You get all of the fixings, the sides, the sauces. You want the chicken, all right there. You can take a box, go to your grill, and create a barbecue or create a picnic. We also launched our Q-Bar barbecue box. So we took all of our barbecue concept and we ran it out, call it the back end or the back door, the Burger Bar.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get our smoked ribs, you want to get our pulled pork, you want to get our shrimp smoked deviled eggs and so forth. We did that. So we created other channels there. We created brunch boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So out of our cafe, you can get a full-on, you want a Bellini package? Do you want a mimosa package? You want a sangria package or a Bloody Mary package? And by the way, our classical 640-fold French croissant baked every day, our blueberry muffins. You want to get a charcuterie plate? We created all that.
And did you keep building off of those because you found that they were successful and they were selling out, or what was the appetite from the community for those?
Very well. Our pizza kit, we had schools that were buying our pizza kit like boxes of 500.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So, and what we did with the pizza kit is we made it for a build your home, right? So you go home, you get the kids out, you have everything right there. You're getting an authentic, Michelin recognized, Tuscany style pizza crust with all of the imported Italian toppings. We taught you how to cook it right in your own oven. We figured out how to cook it, and then you have your full cook at home pizza. So pizza, wine, put on a movie.
That's great. And I know that you guys have also a Thanksgiving meal kit coming up here as well to accommodate the holidays. And also, how did you handle the booze delivery and the beer delivery? Was that I know we've talked to some operators that have had to navigate through that, but have you seen a lot of success with that? Because I know you also have a beer that you are now, that you're offering for pickup or delivery as well.
Yeah, if I may, 1837 Red is, again, we're very collaborative. Everybody gets a seat at the table. We all get to participate.
Yeah.
So Mac and I, we were like, you know what? We want to create our beer that's very, very, very food friendly, but you can drink all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to being Chicago indigenous. So It's called 1837 Red. Chicago was incorporated March 4th, 1837. That's where that comes from.
Love
the
that.
Red Ale style was driven by two factors. One, the Chicago Fire is what Chicago's most known for. So there's the red ale there. And then red ales, when you do them appropriately, they're drinkable year round.
Mm-hmm.
We also added some cardamom and some orange peel to ours. So it's extremely food friendly. You got that acidity, you got some of that herbaceous in there, and it's a beautiful, beautiful beverage. Beer Advocate gave us a 4.3 out of it. So we're very blessed. Church Street's our partner, and we're excited. We got that in a can now. In regards to the other alcohol and what we approached is we had a whole portfolio of our wine.
Yep.
We have our craft cocktails. So anything off our cocktail menu, we have it all ready to go. We can package it up. All you have to do is add ice or shake it, whatever's convenient. And then we have our beer. We're now featuring 1837. First time you can get it in a can. The alcohol's been a little slower because the delivery companies aren't necessarily set up or haven't fully adopted doing alcohol delivery.
Okay.
So on the carry out or the pickup is where we're seeing more of that.
Okay.
We had a couple gentlemen come in here. We had a couple of bottles of the No Let's Gin, and they're like, I just want to buy the bottles. Buy the bottles. And another guy came in, and we had some pretty high end whiskeys and some pretty high end scotch and stuff. They wanted the bottles. We just sold the bottles.
I love it. I love it. So I know
anything was for sale per se.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if they want it, give the customers what they want, right? And I know online you've got these delicious Thanksgiving meal kits that you're doing as well right now. How have the orders been for those?
Yeah, we just launched that actually Monday.
Okay.
So we have orders that are coming in, and it's a variety. I mean, some people. We had a couple of different families contacts that said, "Hey, we just need sides. Can we just order all your sides? Somebody else is going to do the turkey." We're like,
yeah.
Sure. We adjusted, and one of the things in this, you have to be nimble. Whatever was the standard prior COVID is not standard today.
Right.
If it's a great idea, if it makes sense, you got to follow that path and make it happen rapidly. Don't bog it down with all of these different pieces that have to get done. Just get it done. You can always fine tune. The guest is looking to be engaged, right? We're not in the restaurant business. We're in creating memories of life because the guest experiential journey with us is that when you go out for a glass of wine or you go out for a cocktail, what are you doing? You're creating memories like you're meeting a friend. Maybe you're celebrating some work event. Maybe you're having a family gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in our life is around that connectivity of the experience with one another.
Sure.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And that's how we approach it. We have to do everything.
Even the community that gets to know the restaurant staff itself. I mean, you go out and, you go to, if you want to go by yourself, where do you go? You go to your local pub or your local bar and you order a burger. And you know, right, exactly. So I think
our neighborhood's been awesome. 50 to 55% of our comments have been about how much they appreciate our focus on maintaining the mask wearing, the constant cleanliness they see us going through. The way we're packaging our goods, the packaging we're using.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been so well recognized. I'm so honored. We are honored and humbled to our guest recognition for our efforts and our team's commitment.
Mm-hmm.
So we're very blessed. I mean, it's we have high expectations, but we got a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious to know what the sentiment from the community has been regarding some of the health and safety procedures that you have implemented at your restaurants. Has most people been positive about it? Have people resisted it? It sounds like most of the feedback that you've gotten has been pretty positive, but can you talk through that a little bit more?
Yeah, we learned early on that from our history, it's really about sharing information. As long as the guests know, they're pretty supportive. Mm-hmm. I have personally had to ask guests to leave the restaurant. We've had a few that have shown up and they're like, I'm not wearing a mask. And I just escorted them out because we're not concerned.
Yeah.
I'm not going to risk my team or any other guests because you have an affinity that you don't want to wear a mask or whatever that process is.
Mm-hmm.
And we only had one guest get irate, and we just escorted them out.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, we showcase it on our website. We showcase it on our reservation system. We have signage all at the entries. We have a guest sanitation station. We have our team member sanitation station.
Yeah.
We explain to them what we're going to do. Every table, every chair, every time somebody gets walked to a table, gets sanitized, cleaned down, and wiped down. We've migrated to the QR codes for all our menus. So it's been very well received. It's when they don't know that we've seen a little bit of pushback, but once we've explained it to them, everybody's been really, really embraced. They understand we're operating within the environment that we're being provided. It's not like we're just creating this because we want to create it.
Right, right. So are any of those methods that you have implemented in your restaurants or anything that you're doing now, is it something that you think will stick in 2021 and even beyond? I know we've heard of some companies that have, they never explored catering before, for example, or they never actually thought about some of their health and safety procedures. They said, hey, like this is going to stick from now on out. We're going to have hand sanitizer from here on out. We're going to have QR codes. The QR codes work really well. Some of our contact solutions, we've gotten really great feedback from our guests from, and our customers really seem to like it. What types of things are your restaurants doing that you think you're going to continue doing?
So from an operational perspective, we probably will continue to have sanitizer available.
Yeah.
That's a common theme. But a lot of the practices that we're doing, we already had in place.
Yeah.
We're doing them maybe a little more often, but that'll probably stay and stick because everyone's already in the routine, so it's easy, right? We do want to get back to engaging the guests, having a great time, right? So we are looking forward to when we can see each other fully, not just virtually. The other thing that technology. Anything you read, anybody you talk to, and I've talked to a couple of CEOs. I talked to, the president of the bank for the state of Ohio and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Technology, because of this, has advanced almost 10 years.
Yeah,
it's something that is going to stick for everybody. It's almost going to be a non-negotiable. It's a lot of people might call it table stakes, right? You're going to have QR code menus.
Yeah,
it allows anybody to see it anytime they want. That's gonna migrate. We're gonna go from QR code menu reading to QR code order placing at the guest hands.
Yeah.
We'll see that very rapidly.
Yeah.
And so the technology opportunity has really expanded, and we've taken advantage of it. And everybody will, and everybody should if they don't. We've heightened the packaging and so forth. We were doing off-premise catering. We're actually waiting for renewal of our license now. And all the stuff that we've looked at, one of the strategies that we laid in is we said, listen, we're going to make it. We're going to figure it out. And by doing that, all of the investments that we're going to make need to be long-term. So the UVC air handlers, the thing that's really exciting about them is not only is it following the science that we need today and now, but it's creating a better environment for our guests and our team members into perpetuity. I mean, it's taking fungal, it's taking mold out of the air. So when flu season's come around, we're gonna have the healthiest environment for people to operate or dine in.
Yeah.
Unless other companies start implementing this, this is it. I mean, this is Food Biology Institute for the Globe is sponsoring this. It's second to none. So that's also something that will continue. And the social lounge, these fire tables, this is going to be. You want to go out and have a little fun. This isn't for just this year. We're going to have this every single year from here on out. And hopefully, if everyone loves it as much as we think they will, we're going to continue to do more and more on the patio so that more and more people can enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. And I agree with you. And I think that health and safety is definitely going to be a diner priority as we move into 2021, even 2022. And I agree. I think a lot of restaurants had been doing a lot, and this was just a way for us to double check ourselves, make sure that we were doing, that little extra to go above and beyond to make people feel safe and keep the customers coming through. So I guess my last question for you is, what do you hope for the future of the industry? I know a lot of folks are a little nervous right now about it, but what do you think? What do you want the future to look like in the next 2 years?
We would be remiss if we didn't recognize the tragedy that has happened already. In Illinois alone, the IRA has already confirmed that over 5,000 small independent restaurateurs have had to close their doors permanently. And so we send our prayers out to them because it's very difficult. There's going to be a compression. We're going to see less restaurants. and I do believe those that can survive will be able to do well. I think there's going to be a much greater appreciation for what restaurants are doing, what we do, and the emotional connectivity that we actually provide for the communities that we serve when we operate. And what I'd like to see is in the very short term, I'd like to be able to see some real, honest, open data, real, honest, open comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Not be a target industry because it's convenient.
Yeah.
There's no reason if commercial aircraft, if Target can stay open, there's no reason why restaurants can't. We are operating at such a superior sanitary practices. We are part of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
As restaurateurs, we're helping the restrictions. We're managing that people have their masks. We're managing that you can only gather in 6 people or less. We're managing 6-foot distancing for every guest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something in the short term I'd really like to see. In the long term, we're going to see more technology.
Yeah.
We're going to see a greater appreciation, I think, for full service.
Mm-hmm.
The tragedy is the premier establishments. I think the Michelin starred. There'll be less of them, but they'll be more highly respected because it's a tough environment to operate in general.
Mm-hmm.
And with the way that we can shut those things down in a minute, I just think we'll see more of kind of the approach that Michelin, James Beard caliber cuisine in a much more casual environment.
Yeah. I think all of that is probably true. So, well, thank you so much, Martin. Thanks for joining us today. And thanks to all of our guests for tuning in. Please remember to head to trust20.co. We have a great newsletter there. Also, Trust20 is offering a free assessment call right now. So please make sure you sign up if you're a restaurant operator.
Definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Martin. We appreciate it.
Definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah. Thank you. And you can sign up for that on the trust20.co website. And finally, a recording of this event will be found on the Trust20's Facebook and YouTube page afterwards. So thank you so much to my guest again. And I look forward to our next live event. Take care, everybody.
Be well, be safe. Have a great holiday season.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.